conditions as they are right now for a punt. You can't ask for a 40-yard average, 45-yard average on weather conditions like this because it's just asking too much.
All right, so first and 10 for the Greyhounds. Handoff on this play, and he is tackled immediately by Spencer Coulier.
Excellent penetration right off the snap. It looked like they were doing a zone look to the left as far as the blocking scheme. He was able to sneak in right behind one of those offensive linemen and get a tackle for a nice 5-yard loss for the first down.
All right, so loss of 5 on the play is going to bring up second and 15. Justin Wagner, back for the Greyhounds, takes the snap, makes the handoff. That pass is low and incomplete. That's going to bring up third and long.
They're trying to utilize the far side of the field there, give themselves a little bit more room to work with, get their playmakers room and space with the ball. Good call, just unable to execute.
Right, third and long for the Greyhounds. I thought that might have been a offside throw, but it's not. Play continues, and that pass is over the head. The receiver is looking for Amir Mitchell on that play. It's over his head. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Bit of a scrap play there. He gets outside the pocket. He's just trying to put the ball downfield with an opportunity to win a 50-50 ball. Unable to come down.
So a sideline interference call on third Scott's motion back half the distance to the goal line. Now the punter is going to be staring down short field from here. It's going to take a good pull. Greyhounds, and Whitty will fall on it about the 44. All right, so Iowa Central will take over once again. Better field position on this possession. Okay, first and 10 for the Tritons here. Whitty in motion. Beaver takes a snap, hands it off. And into the open field goes Dravin Peoples, and there he goes. He's going to be wrestled down inside the 20-yard line. Big gain there for Peoples.
Excellent hole created for him from the offensive line. I was thinking he's going to break that last tackle as well. It looked like he was going to be able to, but it's still a huge first down play.
Okay, so now the Tritons find themselves in the red zone after one play. 3 receivers to Deaver's right, 1 to his left. Whitty in motion again on this play. Hands it off to Peoples again, and he makes his way through the up front and gets about 7 or 8 yards.
Another solid first down play. They had a lot of movement on the line there. Had a trap, pull. A lot of the defensive linemen got up the field, or got down the field, and Peoples was able to just find a little seam. Nice 7-yard gain on first down. Sticking with the same formation, though.
Or they called it a gain of 8, so second and 2 on the 11-yard line coming up for the Tritons. Whitty in motion again. Hand off to Peoples once again, and this time they wrap him up quickly. He might have gotten the first down.
He was was still slick enough to miss a few tackles there, make something out of nothing, at least not get tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
And they're going to call it third and less than a yard, so jumbo package in as Tumbleson and Michael Slater are in. Hand off to the Hill, and he's got the first down and is down at about the 5.
That's an interesting formation there. You got two of your biggest blockers on the right side. That sets up for a lot of counter actions, for a lot of play action pass, and obviously you have the option of running right behind those huge fullbacks.
Deaver looking, and that is caught for a touchdown. That's Michael Slater with the touchdown catch.
As I said, a play action pass right off the bat. They saw that the first run was successful, so Fort Scott, they jarbled up the offensive line, and they were able to just go right over the top for a little flat route to Slater.
All right, so a touchdown catch by the defensive lineman for the first score of this game. Now Luke Noonan will come in to try the P18. PAT is up, and it is good, giving Iowa Central a 7-0 lead over the Greyhounds.
It was a very easy drive for the Tritons. It was about 4 plays. First play was a huge 20-plus yard run, followed up by a nice 8-yard chunk, kind of cutting down on the yardage the next few plays, able to get a 1-yard gain, 2-yard gain. And then they got a nice, easy play-action pass over the defensive end for a touchdown.
All right, so a good start for the Tritons here as they, again, lead 7-0 as there's 10 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter on sophomore day here at Dodger Stadium.
We'll see if Fort Scott can kind of get their feet underneath them in this second drive of the game for them. First drive, they had no success whatsoever. They got tackled on the backfield on the first run play. The second play was an incomplete pass to the right, just trying to get a screen set up. And then the third play was a play downfield, unable to get anywhere close to making a play on it. Then a 15-yard penalty followed by a punt. So we'll see if they can kind of step up from where they were.
Amir Mitchell is lined up back for the Greyhounds. Kickoff is short. It's going to be caught at 30, returned, and is going to be brought just short of midfield. So the Greyhounds will have great field position here on their next drive.
Yeah, they're not going to be stuck back in their own side of the field whatsoever for this drive. We'll see if that can affect them positively, maybe get a good drive going here.
All right, so first 10 upcoming for the Greyhounds at their 47-yard line. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Play action, screen play over. So a gain of about 5 on that play. That was a screen play to number 86, Ryan Wood, for the Greyhounds.
Spencer Cuvier able to track that to his right, playing horizontally very well today, very quick, able to get over and stop that screen pass for maybe a 5-yard gain.
All right, 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Greyhounds. Man in motion. High snap is handed off, and that's maybe. We have a
Looks
loose
like the
ball
ball's on
here.
Fort Scott able to recover it though. It's gonna be a long 3rd down. Looks like about 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14 for them. Not the way they wanted to end up this drive. Good 5-yard gain on 1st down. They're hoping to get the 1st down on this play on 2nd down, unable to do so. They get shot back for a 3rd and 13.
All right, that was Kareem Walker on the run for the Greyhounds.
It was good play design, too. They got a guy in motion. They got to the outside, just unable to hold on to the ball. This weather conditions should be doing this about all day.
Long pass here, slightly overthrown. Looking for Amir Mitchell again on that play.
Savion Harris with great defense there. He was right alongside of him. He was in his hip pocket the whole time. There's no way the quarterback was going to be able to drop that in without it just being a 50-50 great play by the offensive wide receiver.
All right, another 3 and out for the Greyhounds, and they're going to punt it back to the Tritons.
They got Rashad Whitty back for the Tritons. We'll see. Last week, the week before last, he had a couple issues with returning punts. We'll see if he can respond to that.
All right, so that punt takes a nice roll, and it's down just inside the 20-yard line, and that's where Iowa Central will take over with 8:47 remaining in the first quarter, up 7-0.
We'll see if they can come out with a hot start, maybe get a big run play as they did the start of last drive. As you said earlier, this Fort Scott defense is not known for their rush defense. Their struggle against the run, so I could see Iowa Central putting those big bullies in for the majority of this game, just keeping the ball on the ground. With the weather conditions as they are, wouldn't surprise me one bit.
As you mentioned, their rushing defense isn't particularly great. Opponents are averaging 259 yards on the ground against the Greyhounds so far this year. First and 10, pass over to Whitty, and there he goes into the open field, and there goes Whitty. And he is gone. They are not going to catch him. It's going to be a touchdown, Rashad Whitty.
Doesn't look like there's any flags on the play. This play's going to hold up. But those screen passes, those are just an extension of your run game. You're getting your guys in open space, and that's exactly what happens when you get explosive players in open space with good blocking. You get big plays, an 81-yard touchdown for Rashad Whitty.
All right, so a one-play drive for the Tritons there, as Newton's going to come back out again to kick another PAT. PAT is up, and it is no good. So the score will remain 13-0 in favor of the Tritons.
Big plays. Big plays been the game change so far. It's still pretty early here in the first quarter on sophomore day here in Fort Dodge. We'll see if possibly Fort Scott can come out and put a couple plays together here, maybe change the tide. As of right now, it just looks like the Tritons are going to have a dominating game today.
All right, so Fort Scott's going to get the ball back here after the kickoff. After 2 quick scores from the Tritons, they need a response quickly before they risk this game being broken wide open. All right, Luke Noonan's just about ready to kick this ball off. Got 2 men out deep for the Greyhounds, ready to return the kick. Line drive kick from Noonan. It's caught at about the 17, being returned. Trying to find the sideline, and is going to be tackled about the 40-yard line.
Another great starting spot for this Fort Scott team.
Now they just need to take advantage of it.
Keep the play call simple here. Go to your bread and butter. See if you can get 3 or 4 plays put together. Maybe put 20 yards together on this drive, and maybe you feel a little better about yourself. Then you can open up your playbook again. We'll see if they can get something started here.
All right, first and 10 for the Greyhounds.
I believe there's going to be an illegal formation there. It looked like there wasn't enough guys on the line.
Well, if that play stands, it'll be about a 2.5 yard gain. But we'll see what the flag is.
I thought they might have been going for something trickery there. Their left tackle was open. I thought maybe they were going to try and get him on a little streak down the middle of the field, maybe try some trickery here in the first quarter.
Good call on that one. You got the illegal formation penalty correct, so that's going to bring up first and 15 for the Greyhounds. Got 2 receivers to Agner's left, one to his right. Man in motion for the Greyhounds.
Yep, a little bit of a late call there. He moved. It looked pretty obvious from up here. I thought they were going to let it play on, but he said, no, wait. I don't think that's legal.
All right, so a false start on Zion Brissett of the Greyhounds. Push Fort Scott back another 5 yards.
This is not what they wanted to come out and do in this third drive of the game. 2 offensive penalties just from not doing the basics.
And now after that play is blown up by Spencer Cuvalier, and I think it was Daquan Cross as well, now it's brought up second and forever for the Greyhounds.
A really good play there from Cuvier. He's able to read that run to his left, stays at home and stays disciplined and still able to get the tackle in the backfield.
Low snap.
Pressure early.
Pressure.
Ball is out.
Looks like Fort Scott was able to recover their fumble there, but not before a big loss on that play. That was Lamont Bishop who came flying in on that play, forcing Agger to make a break for it, causing the fumble. So now it's 3rd and 32 coming up for the Greyhounds. A little bit of a low snap, pass over, and is met immediately by Tyreem Steffens.
That was a really good open field play. The wide receiver was kind of just sitting a duck on the pond there, having to wait for that ball to come all the way to him. And the D-back was able to make a great play, stays disciplined, doesn't let him break the tackle, and a really good pop.
Yeah, so we could hear the hit from up here. So a disastrous drive there for the Greyhounds. It's going to bring up 4th down.
But he had a huge play in the last drive. We'll see if he can do something with his punt. More confusion on the Fort Scott side.
This punt from Dustin Reiser is actually a pretty good kick. Woody retreats for it, catches about the 40, looking to make a man miss, and he is brought down.
Didn't really have a chance to get any speed going there. He's trying to find a lane. Luckily, he doesn't turn the ball over, though.
The punt coverage was pretty good as well.
Yeah, I was not ready for that nice of a punt with the weather conditions being as they are.
All right, so 1st and 10 coming up for the Tritons. Looks to be about the 38 or 39-yard line, as they look to add to their 13-0 lead over the Greyhounds with 6 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the first quarter. Deaver takes a snap, hands it off. That's Peoples looking to make a man miss, and he is met by a host of Greyhounds for maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Peoples, in my opinion, is more of a bruiser back. You know, you keep him inside the tackles. He's going to get you 4 yards a pop, 3 yards a pop, and they're going to be, you know, not the prettiest runs, but that's where I think Peoples his strong set is in between the tackles.
Yeah, he still showed off the pretty good speed on his long run earlier.
Absolutely, but that started as just off the tackle run.
Peoples again, and he's going to be tackled before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 3rd and long.
That's 2 back-to-back very good plays for the Greyhound defense against the run game, something we weren't expecting coming in here. So we'll see if that's a trend maybe for the Greyhounds. They continue getting into the backfield, getting some good tackles in the backfield, trying to push this Triton offense back, and maybe that momentum rolls onto the offense.
All right, 3rd and 14 coming up for the Tritons here. Empty set, 3 receivers to Deaver's left, 2 to his right. Deaver takes a snap, looking to his right, scrambling to his right, under pressure, and he runs out of time and is tackled by 2 Greyhounds, first being number 24, Darion Hutchins. So that's going to bring up 4th down.
down under 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter here on sophomore day at Dodger Stadium. Terrion Williams comes out for the Tritons to punt. Looks like number 25 is back for the Greyhounds. That'd be Charles Peeler. The silver numbers on white jersey make it a little difficult for us up here. Good punt though. Going to be out of bounds. Looks like at the 35, 36 yard line. All right, so it'll be first 10 upcoming for the Greyhounds. With just over 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Same as last time, they got to get something going offensively before this game gets out of hand if they're down 13.
Absolutely, their defense came up huge right there. Good stop. We'll see if that their offense can make up.
First and 10, ball is handed off. We got a flag on the play.
A couple really shifty moves. Ball looked like it came loose there. They didn't blow the play dead. It looked like that sideline judge was going to come in, call him down by contact. Changes his mind, moves over to the spot of the ball.
All right, so the officials are going to have to figure a few things out here. All right, so a turnover for the Greyhounds. That was Dante Filzame on the carry there, and that is not what the Greyhounds needed.
That was some really elusive moves inside the tackles there until he ended up coughing the ball over. That was a decent play.
Okay, so first and 10. The Tritons, they now have a golden opportunity as they get the ball inside the 40-yard line.
We'll see if the play calls change now that they have Hill in the backfield as well.
Hill in motion, off to the left. Ball's going over to him. Hill looks like he might have gotten a first down out of that. Nice job by him to power through a couple of Greyhound defenders.
He had some good open field blocking on the left side as well. It looks like we got a Greyhound down on the far side of the field.
I can't tell a number on who that is. So while they tend to him, we will take a quick break and we'll be right back here on the Triton Nation Network. Second and short. Deaver hands it off. Actually, no, he does not. He actually keeps the ball on that. Might have fallen forward far enough to get the first down.
That's not the type of hits you want to see your quarterback taking this deep into the season.
All right, so they're going to call no gain on that place. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 1.
At least able to get back to the line of scrimmage on a broken play.
Hand off to Hill, and he's got the first down and a lot more. Down about the 20-yard line.
Those are the runs that I've seen Iowa Central do well with so far today. It's not horizontal running, it's verticals, north and south. You get up and down the field, get past your first wave of defenders, and start making moves on your secondary and third layers of defense.
All right, so the Triton offense has made its way to the red zone once again here in the first quarter. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Man in motion, that'd be Whitty. Deaver looking off to his right, makes a man miss, throws a pass, and that is incomplete.
It looked like he thought about just turning over and putting the ball over the goal line before he even caught the ball.
That was Manny Green who was targeted on that play. Almost had a big play there. It might have been a touchdown, but instead it is 2nd and 10. Right, 2 receivers wide to Deaver's right. Whitty short on the left. Peoples in motion. Throw over to Peoples. Makes a man miss. Runs over a man and is down about the 7-yard line.
Now, I'd watch out right there. The way they went motion there, they had Peppers come to the right, and they kept Green on the quarterback's left hip. Be ready for a fake screen and a shuffle pass to him. Pull in that left guard right there. Follow him right into the end zone. I could see something like that, at least for a later date.
All right, 1st and goal now for the Tritons. Peoples in motion. And that play is blown dead. Might have been a good thing, too, because Deaver fumbled the snap. All right, so a 5-yard penalty on the center. That's Tim Dickherber for a illegal snap. He's going to push the Tritons back. All right, so it's still 1st and goal, but now from the 12-yard line for Iowa Central.
Looks like the play is going to say the same call.
Hand off to Hill, and he is met immediately by a host of Greyhound players. First man on that play looked to be number 33, Jaquan Green for the Greyhounds. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal. Manny Green and Ezra Naylor off to Deaver's right. Man in motion. Pass over to Whitty, makes a man miss, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. But there's a flag on the play, so hold everything. So yet another touchdown here in the 1st quarter for the Tritons. It's now 19-0 as Whitty has his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Three touchdowns in the 1st quarter. That's a good pace. I don't know if they'll be able to keep that up, but either way, that's a really good lead to be going into the 2nd quarter and then in halftime with.
PAT from Luke Noonan is up and good, and it's now 20-0 in favor of the Tritons. 55 seconds remaining here in the 1st quarter, and as you said, Michael, this is probably about as good as the 1st quarter could have gone for the Tritons.
Defensively wise, they played really well. They made open field tackles. They weren't giving up big plays. They were getting pressure on the quarterback. Just a trifecta of really good things to be seeing on the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, they've only stalled out one time so far. And as good as it's been for Iowa Central, it's almost as bad as it's been for the Greyhounds. When you're looking back, looking at things you can fix, what can you do to improve yourself in this game? I think the Greyhounds are going to have a lot of material to be going over.
About ready to kick this one off. Got a less than a minute remaining here in the 1st quarter with Tritons up 20-0. And the Greyhounds, they need a response quickly. even worse than they did on the last possession. Kick is up away. That's Mitchell who's going to be returning it. Going towards the middle. Shakes a couple tacklers and is down just shy of the 40-yard line. Good return by Mitchell.
That's what you want to see for your players, even though they're down 20-0 in the first quarter. That return gets them sparked. Mitchell comes off to the sideline, extremely happy about that return. We'll see if that momentum from just that play can get something started here for the Greyhounds.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Agner looking to his right, throwing deep into double coverage, and that is picked off.
Flag on the play. I think there might be an defensive pass interference call there, or at least a holding. It looked like the guy on the short side of the wide receiver got a little handsy there before the ball got in. There was no rush to speak of on that. They just rushed three. He had a nice pocket there for him, able to put the ball deep.
That was Savion Harris who had the interception, but pass interference call on Darian Fountain is going to wipe that interception off the board. 15-yard penalty on the Tritons. And now the Greyhounds are in plus territory for the first time today.
Not the way they expected to get onto the enemy side of the field, but we'll see if they can capitalize on it.
High snap, handoff, and is met by 3 different Tritons.
Those are the type of hits that'll knock the taste out of your mouth. That, you could hear that up here. He went off a spin move. He stood straight up, can't do anything, and the DN comes with a full head of steam and cleans your clock. Those are the hits that make you think twice maybe about running up the middle.
Loss of 3 on that play as Levon Bishop and Quinn McCobb met the running back hard. 4 receivers on this play. Agner looking to his left. That pass is caught and is out of bounds. That was Jalen Jenkins with the catch there, giving the Greyhounds a good chunky yardage there.
They brought a little more pressure on that. They brought 4 instead of 3. Not able to get to the quarterback, though. An easy out route. It's going to bring up a easy, no, I wouldn't say easy, but a controllable 3rd down situation. Something that you can capitalize on here as we start the 2nd quarter.
As Michael said, that's the end of the 1st quarter here on sophomore day here at Dodger Stadium. Iowa Central leads 20-0 over the Greyhounds. We'll be right back here on the Triton Nation Network. Back to Dodger Stadium for the 2nd quarter. 3rd and short for the Greyhounds.
Quarterback keep.
Nowhere. As Mike said, Justin Agner tried to go for the QB keeper, but that was a big loss of the play for the Greyhounds. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Not the way you want to start the 2nd quarter here. You try and get a read, maybe catch them off guard, maybe get a nice 15, 20-yard chunk taken off to start the 2nd quarter. Unable to do so, gets tackled in the backfield for a 3-4-yard loss, and it's going to have to punt the ball away. Right back to an explosive Tritons offense that's already put 3 touchdowns on the board in the 1st quarter.
All right, so Dustin Reiser comes back on to the field to punt again for the Greyhounds. Fort Scott takes a timeout on a punting play. That's not a thing that you want to do. Second quarter just underway here at Dodger Stadium. Iowa Central still has a 20-0 lead over the Greyhounds. It's just not been, nothing has gone right for the Greyhounds.
No, they had that big defense or pass interference call go in their favor on this drive. Other than that, they haven't had any big down the field plays. They haven't had any good sustaining drives. They haven't got any 2 or 3 yard runs, that kind of layered on top of each other. They're just trying to grasp at anything right now.
So Dustin Reiser comes on again to punt for the Greyhounds. This time has a chance to pin the Tritons deep, as Rashad Whitty is standing at the 10-yard line to return this kick.
Whitty's already had a huge play in this game. He had an 81-yard touchdown reception. We'll see if he can put something together here on this punt return.
Line drive kick is going to stop dead just at the 20-yard line. And that's where the Tritons will take over as they look to add to their 20-0 lead. We have a penalty flag down at the play. So an offsides penalty by the Tritons. Looks like the Greyhounds are going to elect to take the 5 yards and retry the punt.
Retry the punt or maybe go for it here on 4th down. It doesn't look like they're going to send the punter out.
Now you're right, as the offense comes out on the field for 4th and 3.
They just had a short 3rd down on the play prior, unable to put something together. Doesn't look like they're going to put it on the ground here. They're going to put it up in the air.
That one is high and incomplete. So the Greyhounds take a risk going forward on 4th and 3, and it does not pay off as they turn it over on downs.
That's a loss of just under 20 yards. The Tritons were going to be taken over about their 20, just about their 21-yard line. And now they're going to be taken over almost at their 40-yard line. That's going to make it a lot easier on the Tritons for this drive. A Tritons team that's already been explosive, showing big plays, a couple 20-plus yard runs, and that 81-yard reception. You don't want to give them any extra yardage that you don't have to.
Empty set for the Tritons here on 1st and 10. 3 receivers to Deaver's left, 2 to his right. Man in motion. That's Todd who gets the handoff. He makes a man miss and goes through about 5 or 6 tacklers. Gets a 1st down out of it. That was nicely done by Carlton Todd.
That looked like a celebrity trying to get through the paparazzi right there. It didn't look like anyone necessarily wanted to tackle him, but they were getting a lot of hands on him.
All right, so after that nice run by Todd, it's now 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. 4 receivers on this play. Deaver goes back, throws to his right to Hill. Hill makes a man miss, makes another man miss, and gets 1st down, but coughs up the ball.
From up here, it looked like he might have gotten an elbow or a hip down before that ball came out, but I don't think a ref really had an angle to see that.
Good call on that one, Mike. They ruled the ground caused the fumble, so no fumble on the play there for the Greyhounds.
The thing is about that play is the closest ref to the ball when it came out, he was on the far side of the field. It'd be the closer side on your screens. And he was unable to see that right away, so it has to come together as refs and make sure the call's right.
First and 10 at the 33 coming up. Deaver fakes the handoff to Hill, takes it himself, and falls forward, gains 4 or 5 yards.
Looks like Deaver's limping a little bit on that right ankle. That's going to be his plant foot. We'll see if he's able to, if that affects any of his throws. When that happens, you get a slight sprain. It's very easy not to put all your weight on that, making it very easy to loft the ball over your wide receivers' heads.
Similar formation here on 2nd and 7. Deaver looking to his left, throwing to his left, caught by Manny Green, makes the man miss, and is down about the 22.
Iowa Central has some very explosive slot wide receivers between Green and Whitty. Those are two that you almost feel comfortable every play just getting the ball in their hands in the flats and just seeing what they can do.
So give people who are that fast the ball in open space and let them go.
And it's an extension of your run game as well. I know you have two really good running backs, but when you have slot wide receivers who also act as if they're running backs, it's hard to get the ball to everybody who's explosive enough to have it.
Deaver was looking for J.M. Yun on that play. Threw it over his head, so it's going to be 2nd down. Second and 10 here at the 23-yard line for Iowa Central. Up 20-0 over the Greyhounds. 4 receivers set here with Hill in the backfield next to Deaver. Deaver looking to center, caught by Carlton Todd, and now it's a foot race. And Todd is knocked out of bounds just short of the end zone. Good effort though, diving for the pylon. Just came up a little bit short.
There's another play of just short routes for your wide receiver. Get the ball in your receiver's hands early and just let them go.
Right, so 1st and goal from just inside the 1-yard line here as the same jumbo package with Tumbleson and Slater comes out on the field for the Tritons.
Now this formation is so overpowered that you could run this the entire game. You know, if you really wanted to. You just slowly but surely you get 3 or 4 yards a chunk, just like as you see there. There's nothing you can do about it. There's just such big bodies there. And then you run counters off of that. You run play action pass. It's just unstoppable.
Matovier Hill gets the touchdown following those big blockers. And it's now 26-0 in favor of the Tritons. That's Hill's 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. Had one last week against Independence that helped them get a close win. Pirates, as Newton's kick is up, and it is good. 27-0 Iowa Central, with 11:21 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. A blowout in the making here.
Just more of the same as they played Dodge City. Just about able to do whatever they want. Whether that's throw screen passes, do runs out to the outside, off tackle, in tackle. Even though they've been more successful inside the tackles today, they've been able to do just about anything they want. And then that jumbo package, anytime they get within 5 yards, whether it's a first down they want to get or a touchdown they want to get, that's going to go. It's a freight train. But we'll see if when Iowa Central may try and spell Deaver or some of the wide receivers on the outside, maybe some offensive linemen, they get some of the second string in there. Pretty late in the season, you just want to make sure everybody's ready to play whenever they can, whenever they are asked to play.
Newton just about ready to kick this one off as Mitchell is back about the 10-15 yard line waiting for the kick. Mitchell fumbled that one. Now has to figure something out. He's running And now he's going to be tackled going out of the back of the end zone. That was a complete disaster, as that's a safety for the Tritons. That was absolute disaster.
Looks like it's getting a little chippy at the end of the end zone as well. Plays like that make you think, as a special teams coach, who are you putting back there? Because that just wasn't a smart play.
No, it was not.
I understand mistakes happen here. You're going to make the catch and you fumble it, but you can't be running along the 1 yard line on a kick return that you've already taken out of the end zone and expect to be able to reverse field. Like, I know Dante Hall, you have some explosive returners, Tyreek Hill, guys like that are able to, get one seam, you get around the end and you're gone. But those are the type of plays that happen to the guys that want to make plays like that, but just don't have the blocking or the speed for it. You end up making mistakes, getting pushed out of the back of your own end zone on a kickoff. Ended up being down 29-0.
It's just a big mistake on the part of Mitchell there on that kickoff return. Cost the Greyhounds 2 points, and as Mike said, it is now 29-0 in favor of Iowa Central, as we have 11 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the second quarter, and a free kick coming. Rain is starting to fall once again here at Dodger Stadium, as Whitty and looks like Manuel Green are back to receive the free kick. Good kick there. It's received by Whitty. Whitty looking to make a man miss. Finds the open field and is brought down by the punter. Nice open field tackle there by Dustin Reiser, which might have prevented another touchdown.
So close to making another huge play. Able to get it out on the opponent's side of the field, though. And that punter's got to be excited coming off the field. You don't usually get opportunities like that.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Iowa Central at the 35-yard line. This game is starting to get a little bit out of hand.
A lot of confusion on the Triton sideline there. Between personnel, formation, and play, just unable to get things thrown together.
All right, so as Iowa Central takes its first time out of the half, we'll take one with them. We'll be right back here on the Triton Nation Network. Welcome back here on the Triton Nation Network. Empty set here for the Tritons on 1st and 10. Todd in motion. Fake the handoff to him. Deaver throws, and that's intercepted. Pass is intercepted. Return is still going and is going to be eventually wrestled out of bounds by Emmanuel Green.
So it looked like they had man-to-man across the board there. They kept one of their backs in the backfield, and they had one-on-one matchups on the outside, and they had a guy coming across on a drag. That linebacker was supposed to be covering the guy that came in motion, didn't have anyone to guard, so he's reading the quarterback's eyes right in the middle of the field. Deaver tries to force it on a drag route there, throws it right to the underneath coverage. Good coverage by the defense there, but not the best read in the situation.
And that's the play that the Greyhounds have been needing for about the last 20 minutes, is an interception, and now they have the ball, 1st and 10, 35-yard line. Man in motion for the Greyhounds. High snap goes to the man in motion. Makes a man miss and gets maybe 1 or 2 yards out of it. That was Dante Filzane on the catch there. Gains maybe 1 or 2 yards.
Looked like a possible holding down here on our near side, on the far side on your screens, on that screen pass, but a no call, not much of a difference after just a 1-yard gain.
Empty set on 2nd down for the Greyhounds. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Agner looking to his left, scrambling, makes a man miss, and gets absolutely destroyed by Savion Harris. Gain about 4 on the play, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 5. So we'll take under 10 minutes remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Another outstanding open field tackle for the Tritons there. Puts the head right on the ball, able to put it straight to the ground.
4 receivers here on 3rd and 5. Look to his left, throws to his left. That's tipped and caught for a 1st down before Cross comes and just lights him up. That was Colby Easley who got the 1st down there for the Greyhounds after the tipped ball. They believe it was Cross who tipped it as well.
That's got to be the toughest earned 1st down I've seen in a long time. Gets the tipped pass, still able to make the catch after the tip, makes a guy miss, and then just gets clocked right after the 1st down marker. 1st down Greyhounds, so.
1st down, and that goes absolutely nowhere as, well, they tried to go for the handoff, but there were people in the backfield so quick that Agner couldn't even hand the ball off before he got tackled.
Much going on the ground today.
All right, so a loss of 4 on the play. That's going to bring up 4 receiver set here for the Greyhounds. Back in motion. Throw over to the left, and that's over the receiver's head. As Agner just got clobbered on that play. Looks like it was Marcus Bergs. Good to see Agner up and walking back to the huddle after he got absolutely smoked on that last play. 3rd down and long coming up now for the Greyhounds. Again, 4 receivers on the field, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. And we have flags all over the place.
Looked like an offsides, possibly messing with the center there, the nose guard was.
All right, offsides on Marcus Bergs there is going to make it 3rd and 10, so a little bit more manageable here. Same formation on the field for the Greyhounds. Agner looking over the sideline. Looks like they're calling an audible here. And now we have whistles from the officials. So a timing issue there, so the officials blew that dead. We're going to put 12 seconds back up on the clock here before 3rd and 10 for the Greyhounds. Now an empty set for the Greyhounds. Agner looking to his left, now over to his right. Pass is short, and it just gets met immediately by DeQuan Cross and by, looks like Lamont Bishop as he is hobbling off the field. Bishop made his way over to the sideline, is now trying to nurse that right ankle. Looks like
that already is a good sign right there. He's able to get up, start jogging a little bit. He's back down, but the fact that he's able to put that much weight on it right away, that's a good sign, even though he is down. Because if you shatter that ankle, if you're breaking a couple bones in there, you're not going to be able to put just the slightest amount of weight on there. But if it's just a sprain, maybe a high ankle sprain, something like that, you're going to be able to put weight on it.
Alright, so a delay a game on the Greyhounds there. They might have done that on purpose to give their punter a little bit more room. So you have Whitty standing just inside the 10-yard line here, ready to receive the punt from Dustin Reisman. High snap, caught by Reiser, and that one is going to roll to about the 12-yard line. So a good punt there, considering we're doing it in the rain there for Reiser. It's going to pin the Tritons fairly deep in their territory.
I think it's about the deepest the Tritons started in their own territory from the 12-yard line. They started from their 19 earlier in the game as well, but nowhere close.
All right, so Lamont Bishop is on the sideline, being tended to, was able to get up and is having a little bit of assistance from a couple coaches as it's 1st and 10. Fumble by Deaver, and that might have been recovered by the Greyhounds. And it was. So a golden opportunity now for the Greyhounds, as they're going to have 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line.
Now, if they can't capitalize on this, there might be some issues. From their 3-yard line of the Tritons, this should be 6. They should be able to punch this in. You know, when you come into a game, there's a lot of coaches that are like, if it's 3rd and 1, we can't get it. We don't deserve to win the game. When it's 1st and goal from the 3-yard line, you got to put that in. You got to be able to put points on the board, whether it be through a field goal or into the end zone.
And they're not going to be able to do it on that play, as that run is stopped immediately by Quinn McCobb and a host of other Triton players. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal. That was Kareem Walker who got the carry on that play. 2nd and goal, same formation. Now throwing it over to the corner of the end zone, and that is incomplete. Good coverage by, looks like Tyree Steffens there on that play.
So 1st and goal, they try a run up the middle from the 3-yard line, get stuffed in the backfield. 2nd and goal from about the 5, they try a fade to the left corner of the end zone, unable to capitalize on it. We'll see if they go play action pass here or if they just try and punch it in.
3rd and goal upcoming from the 5-yard line for the Greyhounds, as they look to get on the board here with just under 7 minutes remaining. Throw over to the left side, that is caught. And that's a touchdown for the Greyhounds.
Play action pass, a little behind on the slant route. There's an excellent recovery from their wide receiver. Stops, comes back, all hands, doesn't let the ball get into his body. Able to catch it for a touchdown. That's going to be the first time the Greyhounds get on the board here. It is 29-6 with an extra point opportunity coming up.
That was John Giles, number 85 for the Greyhounds, with that touchdown catch. That's his 6th on the year for the Greyhounds, as Dustin Reiser comes out onto the field for the extra point.
And that's what you got to do in situations like this. You got to give it to your most explosive players. You got to give them a chance.
Muff snap there. So it's going to be 29-6 still, with just under 7 minutes remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
That'll show you how slick it is once in these conditions. Their placeholder, I'm assuming, isn't on the field as much as, you know, the everyday offensive, defensive players. So trying to get onto the field cold, catch the ball, put the ball down, that placeholder position is not as easy as it looks. You have to have a lot of chemistry, a lot of time put in with your kicker, with your snapper, or else it's gonna look exactly like that every single time.
Right, so the Greyhounds, they finally get on the board. It's now 29-6. Iowa Central over Fort Scott with 6:46 remaining here in the second quarter. So a mistake on the fumbled snap by Blake Deaver ends up costing the Tritons a touchdown, but they're still up by 23. So
it's something you're just gonna have to go after. You're just gonna have to act like it didn't happen, continue playing. Don't let it happen again, or else there's gonna be some consequences once Monday comes around.
Those kinds of mistakes, they're going to happen from time to time, but just keep playing.
Physical mistakes are going to happen all the time. Mental mistakes is where you have to keep to a minimum.
Short kickoff by Reiser is caught by Ezra Naylor. He's looking to make some man miss and is tackled. They might give him about the 35-yard line with forward progress.
Looks like about a 5-yard return then.
It was a short kickoff. It was Whitty and Hill who were back there for the Tritons.
They were about in between the 20 and 15, and that kick would have landed about the 30-yard line.
I don't necessarily blame them for not trying to give the ball to Whitty right now, considering what he's done so far today. That same jumbo package coming in here from the Tritons on first down with Slater and Tumbleson.
I think they might try and run out the rest of this quarter.
About a 2 or 3 yard gain. They're on first down. That was Peoples, but we have a flag down. All right, so a chop block there on 2 separate Tritons players. It's going to push the Tritons back about 15 yards.
So that chop block rule is when somebody's already engaged on the top half, so an offensive lineman is blocking, arms straight out, they're trying to get a block going, and then another offensive lineman comes in and chops the legs off while someone is trying to block up top. That's why they gave off 2 numbers there instead of just the normal 1 for a penalty.
And a lot of linemen get hurt on plays like that, which is why they have that rule in place.
Absolutely. Because they used to be able to have the outside guy, they'll run his own block to one side, have the guard block up top on the defensive lineman on that side, and then chop off the legs with the tackle.
First and 25 now for the Tritons. Hand off to Peoples, goes off to the outside, finds the corner, gets about 4 or 5 yards.
That is a long first down. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 ever.
Still a good run on first and 25 there for Peoples. Got like 4 or 5 yards out of it.
This second down play, you're going to be asking for a little bit more, though. You're going to be asking for 10, 12 yards here on second down.
Deaver looking downfield. That's a little bit too wide. Looks like he was going for Ezra Naylor on that play. That's going to bring up 3rd and forever. Tritons.
I'm assuming they're going to try and play it a little safe here, maybe a screen pass or a draw play. I wouldn't expect them putting this too deep in the air. Even though they have some good matchups on the outside, I just don't see that as being something that's going to happen.
Empty set here on 3rd down for the Tritons. 3 receivers to Beaver's left, to his right. They snap, looking, throwing over to Manny Green. And Green is going to be out of bounds right about the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 4th down.
That's the play you're asking for on second down. or on first down. Try and get us back into position as we see Devers limping off the field here, which isn't a huge deal with the Tritons. They're pretty deep at quarterback. They have some explosive weapons that they can bring in for quarterback, Deaver being their number one slot.
And Deaver was able to jog off the field after that play, just a little bit of a limp, but we'll see how he comes on the next offensive possession, as the punt from Williams is going to go past the returner and be out of bounds about the 15-yard line. That was, again, Charles Peeler back there to return the punt, but he did not get a chance.
That was a good punt with these field conditions, with these overall weather conditions. Being able to not give the returner a chance and still put it inside the 20, that's exactly what you want from your punter every time they walk out on the field.
All right, so after the punt, it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 16-yard line for the Greyhounds, as they are down 29-6 here with 5 minutes remaining. Agner under immense pressure from Michael Slater, and he is sacked. So after the sack, an 11-yard loss on the play for the Greyhounds. That's Slater's 6th sack of the year. It's going to bring up 2nd forever. 4 receiver set here for the Greyhounds. Agner might be changing the play here. A little bit of a draw play. We got a hole, still going.
Getting blocks downfield. That's an excellent play call, excellent play design. I love those pump draws. It gets all of the defensive players even more hooked into thinking it's going to be a run or a pass play. Those linebackers, instead of taking that step forward and looking for holes, they're sitting back, they're waiting to see if there's any guys coming across the field for drags, and opens up a hole just like that. And then he got some good downfield blocking as well. I think it was about 4 or 5 yards downfield. He needed a block to get to the next level, and he got it.
So after that 45-yard gain for the Greyhounds, they followed up with an incomplete pass to Damos Bonds, who was the carrier on that 45-yard run. So that's going to be 2nd down, 10 at the 48-yard line for the Greyhounds, as we are under 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. Four receiver set here. Agner going for the keeper, and that's going to go nowhere. But we have a flag on the play.
That was a really good no pitch right there on that speed option. He just looks over at his running back. He's able to get the guy to go right between them. Maybe he pitched on the next interaction there, try and get a couple more yards. But other than that, there's a good read there for the quarterback.
Just didn't have much of a chance to do anything with it because he got smoked by both Michael Slater and by Spencer Cooper while the officials discussed the penalty flag. It looked like it was on the hit based on where the official, which was on the Triton sideline, was throwing in that direction.
I was not able to see what was going on there. I know there was a bit of a skirmish on this right side of the field, but big momentum changer here. After a 45-yard play, they're going to get knocked back 15.
So that personal foul penalty was on Amir Mitchell for the Greyhounds. Must have been some extracurricular activity that we didn't see from up here in the booth. So 2nd and 25 for the Greyhounds. Agner looking to his left, under pressure again, and he just gets demolished. That's Michael Slater once again. There's another guy on the tackle there. That looks like it was number 40 for the Tritons. That's Pat Candy, the linebacker. Big sack there.
Excellent pressure. Wasn't able to step up into the pocket just gets 8.
So now it is 3rd and 35 for the Greyhounds, as we're getting close to 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Agner looking to his right, throwing, and that is incomplete. Was looking for Mitchell.
Mitchell looked like he could hear some footsteps there. Looked like he could hear there's a guy from linebacker coming across in the middle. He had a guy, safety over top. He looked like he was hearing some footsteps.
Well, there's been a number of big, hard hits that the Tritons have laid on Greyhound players so far in the first half. See, Mitchell probably thought, oh, uh-oh, I'm next. We have a flag down here. So 12 men on the field from the Greyhounds. It's going to push them back 5 more yards, and this just continues to get worse for Fort Scott.
Fort Scott has made some very rudimentary errors, very simple things that you can fix just with penalties, with substitution stuff. Guys just not knowing what part, like if they're part of these packages, part of the punt team, part of the kickoff team. They just don't have, communication all the way through. They're having some issues there.
Punt from Reiser is actually pretty good. It's going to keep rolling. Oh, my goodness. What do we have going on here? Looks like
one ref is
ball.
going to be calling the play dead. It looks like someone touched it about the 40-yard line. At least this near ref on our side is calling it Triton ball at about the 45 is where he's standing now. But the other refs look like they're going to call it Greyhound ball about the 32-yard line. So we'll see if when they congregate who ends up being the correct.
Yeah, there looked to be a little confusion because when that ball was rolling, a Greyhound player touched it, and on the deflection, it ended up hitting Whitty, which caused... Alright, so...
Another really good correction there for the refs. We've had a good crew so far today. They've been, if they do miss a call, they're coming together, correcting that call and explaining it well to the audience, to the fans here. It's good to see.
Yeah, they have been on top of it today because there have been a few interesting plays during this first half. So Iowa Central will take over, just over 2.5 remaining here in the first half. Hill in motion. Deaver throws it over to
That looked like
Hill.
A backwards pass as well. I don't hear a whistle
And it was.
yet. That ball is live.
Good call there, as that was a backwards pass, causing a fumble, which the Greyhounds returned inside the 10-yard line. We got a player down for the Greyhounds. Looks like it was the returner of the fumble.
Return of the fumble, and the man who made the tackle, Ezra Naylor, was also down for a little bit there. Good hustle out of the wide receiver core, though, able to pick up after the mistake was made by his fellow player in Hill, dropping that backwards pass. Was able to make the play, and we'll see what ends up being. It looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him. Both players landed directly on top of each other. With the ball underneath there, that can definitely knock the wind out of a player very easily.
It's like, especially if it lands, with the point of the football into your chest, that hurts.
Yeah, that air pressure is going to be taken out. Looks like he's getting back up onto his feet here, though. That's a good sign. Doesn't look like he's hobbling. Doesn't look like any of his joints are, looks like hurting him. Probably just a wind knocked out of him on that play. He's getting a jog back to him. Yep, that's good to see.
So that's, looks like number 26, who is the injured player for Greyhounds. That's Amir Howard. He's going to get credit for the fumble recovery. And that's going to put the Greyhounds with first and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Now, this is 2 mistakes, 2 fumbles by Iowa Central. It's given the Fort Scott Greyhounds excellent field position. The first one being on their 3-yard line, and this one being on their 12-yard line. We'll see if they can capitalize like they did on the first opportunity on a slant pass. We'll see if they put it in the air here, if they keep it on the ground.
High snap, and Agner is just getting absolutely clobbered.
That's the third or fourth speed option look that we've seen so far. There hasn't been a lot of read option necessarily or triple option, but there has been a lot of speed option. They're just trying to isolate one guy on the edge, make him make a decision. Are you going to take the quarterback or are you going to take the running back? And every single time there's been just 3 or 4 Triton defenders there to be able to make the tackle. It's not been an easy read for the quarterback whatsoever.
Loss of 5 on that play. Rams 2nd and 15. Agner looking
To his left, throwing, and was behind the wide receiver. Had his hands on it, but wasn't able to complete the catch.
That was a good play design. He had a deep dig, about a 10, 15-yard in route. Quarterback unable to put it on the money, though, just behind it. Wide receiver almost makes a great play like they did in the end zone on the last touchdown they had, unable to come down with the ball. But he almost he turned over. It wasn't until he hit the ground that the ball came out.
3rd and long with a pitch to the running back, and that's going to go nowhere as there was about 4 different Tritons on that one.
You see, they put Slater out there on the outside. They want to get just him. That's what their read wants to be for that play. They just want to make sure. Slater, where is he going? This defensive end, is he going to take me, the quarterback? Or is he going to take the running back? Ends up taking the quarterback, which should open up room for the running back on the outside, but they had 3 or 4 Triton defenders coming to get that the running back after the initial pitch as well, which has just been more of the same here for the Tritons. Open field tackling, looking well. Their defense has really shown up today.
It's like you said, the only points that Fort Scott has on the day was when they had a fumble inside the 5-yard line. They got the ball right there, and they just put it in one play.
And it still took them 3 plays. On a play-action pass, a great play made in the end zone on a slant route that was thrown behind him. He still made outstanding play just to get an easy 6 points. So in context, Iowa Central defense has been playing extremely well today. They have been put in some rough situations, which is not good to be doing this late in the season. You know, when you're looking forward to the next few games, you don't want to have your defense be put in these situations.
Right. So here on 4th down, Dustin Reiser will come out onto the field to kick a field goal. It'll be about a 40-yard attempt.
Flag up, kick is up, and it looked like it was good, but we'll see what the call is here on the field. Now that's going to negate that good field goal right there. That's going to kick him back 5 yards. I don't know with the conditions today with that kick right there at 5 yards farther back if they're going to be able to get it there. I think they're going to be just short here on this kick if he kicked it to his best ability on the last play.
As you mentioned with the conditions, you know, it's still raining a little bit, the field's wet, footballs are wet, so it's going to be difficult to try and get a now 45-yard field goal for Reiser. Kick is up. And it is good.
And he got it there. That was an excellent kick. It was better than this kick on the last play. Able to get it end over end, still gets it over by about 5 foot through the uprights, and that's going to put 9 on the board there for Fort Scott. 29-9, a 20-point lead. As the Tritons may be able to put another score on the board before we head into halftime here.
As Mike mentioned, the 45-yard field goal by Dustin Reiser has made it 29-9 in favor of the Tritons. We have a minute 31 remaining here in the second quarter. We'll see if they decide to try and put some more points up on the board, or if they're just going to take their 20-point lead into the locker room.
It wouldn't be surprising if they put a few big plays here on, put in a few big plays here before the end of the half, as they've been doing so all game. We'll just see if they can control the ball, see if they can keep possession of the ball for longer than 2 plays, 3 plays here, as that's happened a couple times to the Tritons.
Yeah. I mean, both sides have been struggling with ball control today. There's been plenty of fumbles with the wet conditions. All right, Riser ready to kick off here. A bouncing kick is going to be picked up at 20 by Whitty. Looking for some room, and
a couple missed tackles about 25-yard line. Still able to bring them down at about the 28. That's where the Tritons will start this final drive of the first half.
Whitty did a pretty good job making something out of nothing, because he had no room at all on that knee. He ended up getting about 8 yards out of it.
On those squib kicks, it's hard for the return team to get something set up.
All right, so there was an offsides penalty on the kickoff by the Greyhounds. That's going to push them back 5 yards, and we are going to redo the kickoff. You don't see that happen very often, where someone's offsides on a kickoff.
It doesn't happen very often, but that's just another thing that with Fort Scott, that's just another rudimentary, a simple thing that you gotta, be together with. You can't, between the coaching staff and the players, you got to be on the same page with this is what's allowed, this isn't. You got to be disciplined, and they just haven't been for the majority of the day today.
Another squib kick here. This one goes over to Hill, manages to get a grip on the ball, and is going to be tackled about the 25-yard line. Again, keeping with the theme here with the wet football being difficult to control, as Hill fumbled the ball a little bit when he tried to catch it.
Just that 2 or 3 seconds of him fumbling for the ball lost him probably about 5-6 yards. Not a huge difference here from the first kickoff as far as field position. But with a minute 22, you're going from your own 26. You're going to have to put some big plays out there if you're going to be able to move the field.
4 receiver set here on first down. Whitty in motion. Hand off to Peoples. He goes over to the outside and is brought down after about 5 yards.
Ezra Naylor had some really good blocking on the outside there. That wide receiver, he got about 5-6 yards downfield, was putting an excellent block, giving Peoples enough lane, enough room to work with on the outside there on the right side.
As we tick under a minute remaining here in the first half, doesn't look like the Tritons are in any particular hurry here. So they might just take their 20-point lead into halftime, as it's 2nd and 5. Deaver hands it off again to Peoples. Peoples making some moves and is brought down by about 3 different players. Gained about 3 on the play, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 2. But the Tritons do not have to snap the ball again if they don't want to. Looks like we have a timeout on the field. So Fort Scott calling timeout on before this 3rd down play, forcing Iowa Central to run it.
It's confusing. I'm not quite sure what they're thinking as far as strategy-wise. Maybe they're trying to get them to. They got 1 timeout left. Maybe they're trying to get a punt back to them. Maybe they're trying to get the ball back one last time before the end of this half. And other than that, it's not a call you usually see.
My guess is that they're hoping that Iowa Central is going to fumble the ball again, because it's become a bit of a theme here in the second quarter as it's been raining off and on throughout the quarter. There have been a lot of fumbles, so that maybe they're hoping for another turnover, so they'll have 15, 20 seconds to go 35 yards to get some points on the board.
Now that makes sense.
All right, 3rd and 2 coming up for the Tritons. Again, a 4-receiver set. Deaver hands off to Peoples, and he gets maybe a yard. Fort Scott calls a timeout. That's their last one of the half. They just want to get the ball to try and get something before the end of the half. All right, so that timeout called by Fort Scott's going to force the Tritons to punt. They're going to have
another thing that's not easy in these weather conditions. It's going to take a lot of things to go right for this play not to go terribly wrong.
Yeah, Fort Scott's just trying. Well, they're down 20. They're trying to get any kind of momentum they can before the end of the half. So they're hoping that somebody on Iowa Central makes a mistake on this play. Now this is dangerous here for Iowa Central because there is no one back for the Greyhounds to return this kick. Look, they're going for a block here. And here they come, and Williams gets it away. Nice kick by Williams. It's going to bounce to about the 14-yard line.
Interesting strategy there for the Greyhounds there. You call timeout 2 plays in a row, and you don't put anybody back for a punt return. You go for the block. That's interesting play. But with these conditions, as we've talked, it makes sense. It's trying to get, you want the ball on the 20-yard line with 5 seconds to go. 1 play. That's all you need. But now they have the ball on their own 14-yard line with that same 5 seconds to work with. We'll see if they try and put something down the field here.
They had good pressure, though. I mean, they had like 8 people coming to try and block that kick, and they almost got it. So,
but as a punter, it's not a surprise. You don't see anyone down there to catch the punt, so all you got to do is take 1 step, get the ball out of here. A 15-yard punt's better than a block, so you might as well just get it off. But that's going to do it for the first half here from Fort Dodge. Iowa Central up 29-9. We're going to take a break with them. We'll be back with you at the start of the second half.
Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. Just about ready to start the second half of play here on sophomore day. As we start the second half, Iowa Central leads 29-9. Fort Scott Greyhounds. Fort Scott's going to get the ball first to start the second half. Down by 20, they got to get something going if they want to have any hope of making a comeback here.
Now they're going to be going into the wind here to start the second half, so it's going to make it even more difficult to throw the ball. So we'll see if they get any interesting run calls here, see if they got anything up under their sleeve, or because it doesn't look like a normal pass game is going to be able to work here today.
Noonan just about ready to kick off, and the second half is underway.
Takes it from the 15. Excellent tackle.
That was Justin Uta who made the nice open field tackle there for the Tritons.
Recurring theme for the Tritons so far today, open field tackling very well.
Right, second half. They're underway for Fort Scott here. They got first and 10 from the 25-yard line. Agner over to it. Picked
Michael
off by Michael
Slater.
and
Pick
that's going to be a
six.
touchdown.
That was nutty. All right, that was... Look at the big man with hands. He is pumped. He might just run home. He might just run back to campus, call it a night.
And he should be excited. Look at him go.
He still hasn't stopped. He's still going.
That happened so quick. We almost completely missed it. And so he just jumped in front of that pass and just ran it in for 6. Nothing that Fort Scott can do about it.
Fort Scott's been running a lot of screen action, and Michael Slater ends up capitalizing on that. He says, no more of this. I'm going to take this to the house. Then I'm going to go run about 3 miles for a celebration.
Kick by Newton is up and good, and just like that, it is 36-9 in favor of Iowa Central.
And Iowa Central hasn't had a possession yet in this second half.
It's like one play, just they try to throw a quick little dump-off pass, and the defensive end just jumps in front of it and takes it for 6. That was some play by Michael Slater. That's 2 touchdowns on the day for him, actually, because he had the pick 6, and then he had the
Yeah, he had a reception, the first one, yeah.
So he's had a day, and he has every right to be pumped up and running all over the field celebrating.
Get this man some carries out of the backfield next, I think is what Slater's going to be in the ear. All of his coaches this week, he says, hey, 2 touchdowns, I got hands, give me the ball. Let me be running back again this week too. Give me some reverse actions on that jumbo set. Give me something. Now that's a playmaker with the ball in his hands right there.
All right, Noonan just about ready to kick off again.
Another good kick here with the wind at its back.
Good return as well, going to go all the way to about the 30-yard line before he eventually
activity going on. There's a flag on the field. Clay Freemuth thought he had came away with the ball on that one, unable to sway the refs in his favor. So the Greyhounds are going to take over just at the 28-yard line or so.
All right, so an unnecessary roughness penalty after the play on J.J. Lewis for the Greyhounds. It's going to push them back. And it's going to be first down
About
deep in their own territory.
14-yard line here for Fort Scott. Similar situation to the last drive. We'll see if they kind of get out of their own comfort zone here, get away from the screen game, and maybe put the ball downfield.
Dump off pass once again, and that's going absolutely nowhere. It's going to be a loss on the play for Fort Scott.
Now he pumps that screen at first, so I thought they might have went pump and go. You know, you have two wide receivers on the left side. One of them fakes blocking and takes off on the just a streak. You pump it to the guy on the screen pass and you throw it up over top, but he just stuck with the screen.
Gets maybe a yard before he's brought down by about 4 different Greyhounds. That's something I've noticed, is that the first man has not brought down Peoples like at all today. It's been like 3 guys, 4 guys who had to bring him down.
It's a group effort when it comes to Peoples. That's what I'm saying. He's a bruiser. He's in between the tackles. If you want to get 2 or 3 yards any given play, that's the man you want to go to, right up the middle. Hill, more of the outside, you know, one cut and go. Neither of them are necessarily scat backs, but...
Dump off pass to Whitty, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds after gaining about 6 or 7 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
And that's where their scat backs are, you know, so to say. Their scat backs are their 2 slot wide receivers between Green and Whitty, who are extremely explosive on the outside, and that's what gives them the availability to put Peoples and Hill in the backfield to be more of the bruiser and a one-cut type of running back.
All right, they're going to call it 3rd and 4. 4 receiver set here for Deaver. Peoples in motion off to the left. Deaver looks to his left and is going to get sacked. Had about 3 different guys coming in on him. Didn't have enough time to get rid of him. So that's going to bring up 4th down. And the punt team is coming on for the Tritons. Terrion Williams has had a pretty good day punting the ball so far, given the weather conditions. He comes on once again as Peeler is back at the 10, waiting for a kick. A little bit of a high snap. Williams has no problem with it and has a high kick, which was very well placed.
Goes out about the 4-yard line.
That was a nice coffin corner kick there.
That's 2 times today that he's had really solid kicks inside the 20. One of them on your far side on your screens, and one on the near side there in the second half. Very, very good.
And that's something that punters work on a lot, is you're trying to get that right, go out of bounds inside the 5. So Williams is gonna be very happy with himself after that one, because he went out at the 4-yard line, did them deep. First and 10 for the Greyhounds. Looking to his right, throwing, and that's intercepted, and it's Martins. Jackson Martins with another pick 6 for the Tritons.
That is extremely tough. From a quarterback standpoint, you got drag routes going across the field against zone coverage. Extremely easy to get caught in situations like that and throw a pick 6. Not to say that it wasn't a great play from the Tritons, but a very difficult read for the quarterback there.
So first Michael Slater with the pick 6, and now Jackson Martins gets another pick 6 for Iowa Central. It is 42-9. We're not even 5 minutes into the second half yet.
And Iowa Central hasn't scored from a possession of their own. It's been 2 pick 6s here in the second half.
Noonan's PAT is up, and it is good. Now 43-9. The defense for Iowa Central has stepped up big time when it comes to making big explosive plays. 2 pick 6s in less than 3.5 minutes.
And the Greyhounds haven't had the best field position starting off here in the second half. One was at their 4-yard line, the other one was at their 15 or 12-yard line. So that's where they got to take the first step, is to improve a little bit on field position. Take care of your business on special teams. You know, you can't expect your offense or your defense to step up if your special teams is slacking. A lot of people underrate the importance of special teams. It's a third element of the game that can really sway it for you or against you, either way.
So I've seen plenty of games that were decided by special teams.
Special teams and special teams alone. Yeah, the offense and defense have been just close enough, you know, in talent and in performance, that it comes down to the special teams. Who's going to have better field position? Who's going to be able to get those 3 points when you only got it to the 35 or 40-yard line? Who's going to be able to kick that long field goal? You know, who's going to be able to cough and corner, as the Tritons have done here to start the second half? Who's going to be able to step up and make open field tackles on kick returns, as Iowa Central has done in the first half?
A little bit of a trick play here for the Greyhounds. They have the lateral on the kickoff. Gives them a little bit of room, but they only get it to about the 26, 27, and there's a flag down on the play as well.
Those types of plays, even though that one wasn't necessarily successful, that one, now that's going to be J.J. Lewis on the block in the back penalty for the Greyhounds. That's the second penalty of the second half. He had a unsportsmanlike on the last one. But
now the Greyhounds, they're back against their goal line again. It's
inside their 10-yard line again to start this drive. After throwing 2 pick 6s, what are you doing here? Are you going to put it back in the air? Are you going to trust your quarterback who's had a rough day, or are you going to run the ball as we see here?
That was Donald Bonds on the carry there. Gets about 2, maybe 3 yards. Looks like there's a new quarterback in for Fort Scott. It looks like number 8, Gunner C, who is in the game now. Wasn't able to tell on the last possession that was hit through the last pick 6, but it's now C, and he throws it incomplete.
That was a very late whistle. I don't think the players thought the play was still going on after an incomplete pass, and they're still going at it. The refs were just a little late on that play.
So after the incomplete pass, it's going to be 3rd and long upcoming for the Greyhounds. 3 receiver set on this play. C looking to his left, throwing, and that is caught right about the 1st down marker.
Looks like they're going to wave that forward for a Greyhound 1st down.
Cooper and Steffens rolled in the area of that pass, but able to keep it from being a bigger gain. 1st down goes absolutely nowhere as, once again, Spencer Cooper has a tackle for a loss.
It's been an all-day trend today for the Tritons. Just getting penetration, getting tackles in the backfield, controlling the game on all aspects.
Second and 12 now for the Greyhounds. 4 receiver set. Looking, avoids the pressure, throws down the field, and that's caught. Right about for a 1st down. That was Colby Easley with the catch.
Quarterback has enough time to survey the field. You go through your reads and you still don't see anyone, so he pops out. He has a little bit of pressure. He's rolling out to his left. Wide receivers realize that, follow him back across the field to his left as well. Be able to get an easy 1st down for the Greyhounds there on 1st down.
C looking to his right, dump off, and that goes nowhere as Daquan Cross throws him down. That was Damos Bonds who caught that pass, and he turned around, and there was Daquan Cross waiting to smack him. So just another big hit for Iowa Central today. It's been a theme on defense.
And it's been in the open field as well. They're taking care of business in those screen plays, not letting them just make one guy miss and going 90 yards.
2nd and 12 here. Bonds in motion. C goes that way over to Bonds, looking to make a man miss.
Another big hit in the open field on the near side for you guys watching.
That was Darian Fountain on the tackle that time. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Greyhounds. Three receiver set with backs flanked on both sides of the quarterback. C looking, throwing deep down the field, and jump ball intercepted. Dijon Walls with the incredible catch.
That's what you teach, technique-wise as a D-back. You want him right on that hip, ready to make the play on those deep balls over the middle. Makes the play in the air. The wide receiver had a chance. It's just underthrown just enough that D-back had the right to passage almost.
So after the highlight reel interception by Dijon Walls, the Tritons will take over at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10. Naylor and Green to the left, with Hill now in motion. Fakes to Hill, makes a man miss, and just throws it away.
Looks like the refs are going to talk about seeing if he was in the tackle box. It looks like he stayed in the tackle box, which means it's going to be a roughing or intentional grounding on the quarterback.
And the Fort Scott sideline was Scott was pleading on the sideline for that intentional grounding call for Deaver, and they ended up getting it. So that's going to be a loss of yardage there for the Tritons. They're going to put it back about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 15, 28-yard line. TJ Tumbleson has come into the game, is standing to Deaver's left. He's going to be blocking for Hill on this play. Hill gets maybe a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and long.
Instead of a 3rd and long, you got just under 8 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Sizable 43-9 lead. I'm seeing them stay pretty conservative here. Is what I'm seeing. Maybe a crossing route for one of your Whitty or Green, trying to get them in open space.
Empty set here on 3rd and long.
Play clock almost ran out.
And
Looks like it's going to be a delay of game here for the Tritons. There was some confusion on the sideline. It looks like people might be in the way, or maybe they want their play caller to scoot down a little bit. It's very hard for them to see right now.
All right, so that delay of game is going to push it back 5 yards. It's now going to be 3rd and 19. Four receiver set with Hill staying behind Deaver. Hill goes out to the left. Deaver to his right. Pass is caught by Ezra Naylor, but is tackled immediately. It's going to be well short of the 1st down. Out comes the punt unit for Iowa Central. So we're under 7 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Again, Charles Peeler is standing about the 35, 36-yard line, waiting the kick from Williams. High kick there from Williams forces Peeler to retreat, and that ball bounces to about the 10-yard line. So another really good punt from Terrion Williams pins the Greyhounds deep again.
See, that's what happens when you get just the rain to hold off for just long enough. Your punters can really start uncorking again. They feel more comfortable with their footing. They feel more comfortable with the contact that's going to be made with the ball with their foot, so they can really uncork, and that's what happens. You get a 50-yard punt. Flip the field position battle, put them inside their 10 for yet another time in the 2nd half, and another inside the 20 for the Iowa Central punters. Absolutely great today.
All right, so 1st and 10 coming up for the Greyhounds. Handoff. Gets maybe a yard or 2. That was Kareem Walker who got the carry there for the Greyhounds. Officially called it a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. 2 receivers off to the C's right. Hands it off to Walker again. Nice spin move.
That was an aggressive spin move in the hole. I thought he was going to be able to do something with it after that. Unable to. A gang of Iowa Central defenders able to swoop around and make the tackle.
So it was a good move in traffic to miss 1 tackle. The only problem is that there was 3 more waiting for him after he made the spin move. 3rd and long coming up for Fort Scott.
There's been some definite changes on the defense for the Tritons. Definitely don't have your 1st string in here still.
Nice catch there. Might have gotten the 1st down. They're going to call him 1 yard short. It looked like it was J.J. Lewis who made the nice play there. But short of the 1st down, and out comes the punting unit.
I thought it looked like he might have been just past the 1st down marker when he stretched that ball out, but it looks like they're going to call him just short.
Good effort, though. It's like he went up to get that ball. All right, Dustin Reiser on to punt once again. Whitty standing about the 45-yard line, waiting to return the punt as we have a flag. So a delay a game there is going to push them farther back. And it's just another one of those procedural penalties that have just killed them today.
Yep, just little things. Every single facet of the game has different little things you have to do right to be able to be successful in them. The punt team being you need to be out there in a timely fashion and in the right formation.
Fair catch by Whitty about the 46-yard line. That's where the Tritons will take over with a 43-9 lead. Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Today's game is brought to you by Creative Signs and Graphics. Thank them so much for their support of Iowa Central Sports. Here on 1st and 10, 4 receivers set for Deaver. But instead hands the ball off, fakes the handoff to Hill, and falls forward, gets about 4 or 5 yards. He almost got me with that fake.
That was good action in the backfield there.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Same formation here for the Tritons. Looking to his left, firing to his left. That's caught by Whitty. And he coughs up the ball, and that's going to be a turnover.
Excellent play by the defense there. That corner was waiting. He knew how explosive Whitty was. He wasn't going to try and meet him with his speed. He was going to let him come to him. And then once he got there, he got his hands on the ball and just rafed it and jumped on it.
That was Marcus Delafield who made the nice defensive play, the nice strip.
Strip and recover.
And recovered, so that's going to look pretty good on the tape for him.
But that's yet another fumble done, or Iowa Central has turned over to this Greyhound offense. We'll see if they finally can do something with it. They've gotten a field goal and a touchdown off of turnovers today, so we'll see if they can capitalize here with the second strings in for both teams for the most part.
Dump off pass is complete. So it was a good play for Greyhounds. They're on 1st down, got 9 yards. It's now 2nd and short. 3 receivers to C's left, 1 to his right. Looking to his left, throwing. That's caught. That'll be a 1st down. That's Colby Easley with the 1st down catch.
Simple, quick out off of trip set. You're going to run the other 2 guys up. Good play call. Good execution by the Greyhounds as well.
First and 10 now at the 43-yard line. 4 receivers set here for Fort Scott. C, delayed handoff. That makes a man miss and finds the corner. Is knocked out of bounds.
And they had their biggest play of the game earlier off of that exact play. They had a 45-yard run off the left side into the first half.
That was Dante Filzame on the run there. Got 6 yards. It's now 2nd and 4 for the Greyhounds. Pitch that's almost fumbled, and that looks like a late hit there.
Flag is in the air. There looks like a little skirmish going on over there. It'll clear up, but that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on the Tritons.
Yep. If Phil Zane just got clobbered after he went out of bounds and got sent flying into the bench.
It's going to turn a really good defensive play by the Tritons into a big mistake. It's going to give them 15 more yards. It looks like someone's injured down there on the far side. That's not a player or a coach, possibly a coach.
Yeah. He did come flying in there, high rate of speed. He might have knocked down a person on the sideline for Fort Scott.
No, I understand as a defensive player, you're taught to finish the play. You know, you're taught, I need to get this tackle. These guys got to go to the ground for the play to stop. You get close to the sideline, that's when it starts getting a little gray, because you don't know when. Because there's been plenty of times where you think someone's going out of bounds and they just tick and cut up right up the field. So finishing the play, understanding where the defensive player will be coming from as far as that. But safety is the number one issue here. When you got people on the sideline who aren't players, just part of the coaching staff or help on the sideline, you don't want that. You don't want those types of guys to get hurt. You don't want your players to get hurt to start with. But those guys and gals over there that do nothing but help these players out, they don't deserve this, you know. So you got to tighten up on the sidelines. You can't be going for hard hits like they've done all day today. They've had huge hits for the entirety of the game, and that's the result of that. You're aggressive. You're finishing plays. You're gonna have some stuff like this happen, but you got to keep it to an absolute minimum.
Well, the good news is that the person who was on the sideline there for Fort Scott, can't tell from over here if it was a coach or a staff member, was able to get up and very gingerly walk over to the bench. Still being kind of looked at over there. But I'm glad after, he got leveled by a couple different people, so I'm glad that he was able to get up and be able to walk.
Yeah, that's tough. You have no pads on. You're just walking around on the sideline. You're not ready to, you're not bracing for impact at all times. So that'll definitely knock him out for a little bit.
All right, so after the penalty, 1st and 10 for Fort Scott at the Iowa Central 40-yard line. See off to his left. That pass is caught and up the sideline. Nice gain there for Fort Scott.
That's the exact play that Michael Slater had that pick six on.
8-yard gain there for Greyhounds. 2nd and 2. 4 receiver set for C. Same play. Go to the same receiver, makes a man miss, and gets the first down. And they are excited on the sideline, but that player is down in pain sitting on the
track. He's already got his helmet off. He's grimacing in pain. That could be a serious injury there.
Well, he's up and walking with a limp, but can't really tell a number from here. But they tend to him. 1st down and 10. That play goes nowhere as they tried to get Phil Zane going again.
Clay Freemuth got his ankles broken on that last play. He slipped and he came back on this play with a vengeance. He came back, got the tackle in the backfield with another Triton. Made up for that hooting and hollering on the other side.
2nd and 10 now. C looking off to his left, throwing, and that is incomplete.
Wow. They brought a heavy rush, brought 2 guys off to the right side, so the quarterback just threw it up to the left side, giving this guy a one-on-one opportunity. It looked like it could have been an easy pick, but that wide receiver ended up blocking him out, kind of like you do in basketball, and giving himself a little bit of an area to work with.
That was Deshaun Walls, who was in coverage there for Iowa Central. It's now 3rd and 10. C looking to his right, throwing, and receiver fell down. There's a flag on the play. That was J.J. Lewis they were trying to throw the ball to. He got knocked down, and the flag came in after that.
After this discussion, I wouldn't be surprised if they waved the flag off, but so they're going to call pass interference on that play. Luckily, it was pretty close to the line of scrimmage, so it's not going to be too much as far as yardage goes down the field, but it will be 1st and 10.
That's 2 first downs by penalty for Fort Scott here on this drive. 4 receivers set here for C.
Bringing a lot of pressure. All linebackers come.
Had a man in the end zone, but overthrew him. So that's going to be incomplete. Now 2nd and 10. He was looking for John Giles, number 85, on that last play. Same formation here for the Greyhounds. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Phil Zane in the backfield. C looking to his right, pressure coming. That's incomplete.
Pat Canby with some really good pressure off the backside there. Able to get some pressure on the quarterback and really put a nice hit on Curry there.
All right, so 3rd and 10. 22-yard line here for Fort Scott. C looking to his right, throwing.
Trying to go for that back shoulder fade, but unable to be on the same page with his wide receiver. Wide receiver kept going a couple yards past where the ball was going to end up and unable to come back to make the play.
And that's going to bring up 4th down. Out comes the field goal unit for...
He already hit a very long field goal in the first half. Hit a 45-yarder, which isn't a long field goal by itself, but with the conditions that we've had today, it was an extremely impressive feat.
Going to call this a 39-yard field goal attempt for Dustin Reiser. Kick is up. And it is no good.
He had the distance. He had the distance to scoot back probably another 20 yards, but unable to get it between the uprights there.
Just a little bit wide right. Didn't miss it by much.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard hook or get blocked or something way short. It was just off to the right. That's going to keep the score at 43-9. Just over a minute left here in the 3rd quarter on sophomore day here in Fort Dodge.
All right, after the missed field goal, Tritons will take over about the 22-yard line.
So here's a question for you. Do you keep Deaver out there for the entirety of this 3rd and 4th quarter, or are you putting in Hobb, or are you putting in one of the other backups here?
Deaver with a nice little screen pass over to Manny Green, but they read that one pretty clearly. Was tackled immediately for a 2-yard loss.
Randy, what do you think through the end of the second half? Are they going to get Deaver out of the game, or do you think they're going to keep him in?
I'm not sure, but you know, they might have a backup come in just so Deaver doesn't get hurt in the 4th quarter of a 43-9 blowout. Deaver hands it off to Hill, and Hill gets back to about the original line of scrimmage with a penalty flag on the play.
Look like it's going to be an illegal hands to the face on the defense here. I couldn't quite see the number, but Tumbleson for us was trying to put a block on, seal the outside. Yeah, he was all up in his face. It was not pretty.
All right, so the penalty by Lawrence Cedu for the Greyhounds is going to give the Tritons a 1st down. We have 20 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. It's been
all Tritons.
Yeah, it's been all Tritons. That's putting it nicely. Looks like the Tritons are going to be content to let this one run out. That's what they're going to do, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter here on sophomore day here at Dodger Stadium. Iowa Central leads 43-9 over the Fort Scott Greyhounds. We'll be back for the 4th quarter here on the Triton Nation Network. back to Dodger Stadium. Just about ready to start the fourth quarter of play. Today's game is brought to you by Creative Signs and Graphics. We thank them so much for their support of Iowa Central Sports. Kind of like how we were talking about before the break, about how they might bring in a backup quarterback. Right on cue, Kate Dodd has entered the game at quarterback for the Tritons. He's going to hand the ball off to Hill. He makes a man miss and gets about 3 or 4 yards. Second and 6 upcoming. The 41-yard line.
Now that you see they got a backup quarterback in, now you'll see the plays, kind of basic down, a little more basic play call. The formation's going to kind of simplify, and you'll see a little less movement on the offensive line for the movement as far as motion. So be prepared for a little more strict game call.
Hill with the run again. Got maybe a yard out of that. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 4. We have an injured Fort Scott player. Looks like it was number 24, Darion Hutchins. He's able to get up and is currently walking on the field, fairly unassisted. Might have just gotten the wind knocked out of him.
Wind knocked out of him, maybe got stepped on, or something pretty minor. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short. We'll see if the Tritons can capitalize. Maybe keep this drive going, keep the clock running, and wear down on this backup Greyhound defense.
4 receiver set here for Kate Dodd here on this 3rd down. Got Jatovier Hill standing to his right. Sets him in motion. Dodd looking to his right, flag.
Looks like a free play, possibly offsides here on the near side.
Pass was complete to Rashad Whitty. Nice little slant route there, or get a completion for Dodd. Penalty was offsides on Lawrence Macedo. Call there, Mike. Like we were saying, easy, kind of an easier throw for Dodd to get him, in the swing of things, because he's been sitting, or he's been on the sideline the entire game. So.
Yep, just a nice, simple 5-yard in route with your best wide receiver. You can trust him to come down with the catch, maybe possibly do something after the catch with Whitty.
Hand off to Tumbleson. He just rumbles right up the middle, gets a 1st down out of it.
His name is very fitting when he runs the ball. He just tumbles down the hill. Like, he's a downhill runner. He's a big man. He always blocks well. It's good to see him get a couple carries possibly here on sophomore day.
Hey, one of their linebackers tried to tackle him. He literally just ran him over. Good luck. You're not going to stop me. Tumbleson remains in the game here. Unfortunately, we call him just short of the 1st down. So 2nd and inches coming up. Same formation. Fake to Tumbleson, and they throw it down the field, and that is just about caught.
Now, with the way that the Greyhounds were stuffing the offensive line, you could see that play call being a possibility. You have trips to your right side, but they're stacked, so possibly a screen pass on that side. But the left side, the only thing you could really see possible there is play action pass and a streak or a go route. Unable to come down with it. Gave them a shot, 50-50 ball, might as well here with a 43-9 lead. See what you guys can do.
Play action works pretty well when you just have the same formation. The guy just ran it right down your throat for 9.5 yards to play 4.
Yep.
3rd and short now. Hands it off to Tumbleson, and he's going to make a couple people miss and get the 1st down. For someone who, we were just talking about how they rough and tumble runner, he made a good cut there. Made that man just completely miss.
And then he drug a couple guys for a couple yards there for the end of the run. That's what you're going to get out of him. You're going to get ball security. You're going to see hard runs. You're going to see guys getting drugged for yards and yards and yards after contact. And then you got guys that are going to stuff the box, which opens up the play calling for your backup quarterback here. See what he can do.
4 receiver set here on first down. Fake to Tumbleson. Pass is complete. Gets about 5 yards out of it. That's Mario Wright with the catch there.
That was a pretty simple play call too.
But effective.
Yeah, just get the ball out in open space and see if you can win that one-on-one battle. He didn't necessarily, win the battle, but he didn't lose the battle. He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't get tackled for loss. He was able to make one cut, get 3 or 4 yards out of something that could have been just a tackle at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 5 now. Fake to Tumbleson. Launches it down the field to the right.
Looks like could be a pass interference call. Spot of the foul. Should be inside the 5-yard line here for the Tritons. As you saw, Naylor just beat him one-on-one. Straight go route. Unable to hinder him whatsoever. That's going to be a pretty easy follow-up touchdown for Tumbleson if I had to guess. So they're not going to go spot of the foul. They're going to go 15 yards from the previous spot, which is going to be a little bit of a change-up. You're going to be outside your 15-yard line. Still in your red zone after that play, but definitely a little farther out than being inside your 5.
And compared to some of the other calls that the officials have had to figure out today, that one was pretty easy for them. Now it's first down and 10, as Mike said, inside the red zone here for Gabe Dodd and the Triton offense. Might have to change the play there a little bit. Oh, we have flags all over the place on that one.
That's what happens. You get your second string guys in there. They're not quite as fine-tuned, so you're going to have some penalties like this, which is understandable. Now, I won't say there's an absolutely wanted. You don't want your second string to go out there and underperform, make simple mistakes like that, but it's expected.
And the thing is, you learn from making these mistakes.
Yes. Have another time issue today. Then we'll put the clock back up to 11:27 here in the 4th quarter.
So you're at 1st and 15. Empty set with 4 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Looking to the right into double coverage, and that's picked off. Return. Still going on the return. He might take this one the distance. That's Peeler, and he eventually gets tackled at about the 35-yard line. Looks like it was Eldridge Joyce who made the tackle.
He was the intended receiver on the play. I think he was a little upset that he wasn't able to make an actual play on the ball, so he hustles back. He said, I'll make a play on the return. How about we do that? So he finds a way to make an impact on the play. That's something you really want to see out of your tight ends, anyone who has to be physical on the line of scrimmage.
Carlton Todd was down after that play, but he was eventually able to get up and walk off the field. Injuries, they happen quite frequently on those extended returns, because you come to a point where all chaos just breaks loose.
Yes, it's nothing scripted from there on out.
Deep pass for C, and that's way over the head of the intended receiver.
Now, with Curry's 6'6" frame, it's easy for him to see over the offensive line, but it's also easy for him to think people are taller than they actually are. Trying to give him a little bit higher of a throw just because the natural release is higher. It makes it tough for those crossing routes, those post patterns, for your wide receivers to come down with it when you got it overthrown in your head about 3 or 4 yards higher than it should be.
CS scrambling, going the wrong way, and
what a catch.
Yeah, one of the coaches on the sideline made a nice little one-handed grab there. But Sia had about 5 Tritons bearing down on him. He had no choice but just get rid of it, or that would end up being about a 20-yard loss.
I'm not sure what they're going to do with the ball. It looks like the head ref's going to say it was a backwards pass, making it a fumble. Making it a fumble, so they'll take over wherever the ball went out of bounds. That's going to be the 49-yard line. That's going to make it a very long 3rd down here for the Greyhounds.
All right, Sia looking to his right, throwing. And that is just over the outstretched arms of Colby Easley. Incomplete, 4th down.
No, I don't think that was a terrible pass, though, on that play. You got underneath coverage, you got over top coverage, and you got your guy running an out pattern right in the middle of them. The last thing you want to do is throw an easy underthrow to that guy playing underneath coverage. That's another pick 6 right there. You've already had 2 in the game, no need to have any more. You throw it over the top, you loft it a little bit more than you did, and then you have an easy just catch, a punt return interception, You're sitting there just waiting for the ball. That's not what you want either. So he gave it just in between those. He gave his wide receiver a chance to make a play on the ball, which he just wasn't able to do.
High punt from Reiser. A bit of a short punt, but has a good roll. And will be down at the 14.
All right, with just over 10 minutes left here in the 4th quarter, the Tritons are going to take over inside their own 15-yard line with their backups in. The last play, they drove it all the way down. They weren't able to put it in. They threw an interception, from their 15-yard line. They tried to give one of their tight ends an opportunity in the corner of the end zone, which is a smart play. We'll see if they keep it on the ground for this drive, they try and put it through the air deep or short, or if they go back to their screen passes, which is more of the Triton comfort zone, is outside runs and screen plays.
What's definitely worked for them today as well.
Exactly.
All right, so here on 1st down, 2 receivers, 2 running backs here on 1st down. Todd hands it off to Hill. Gets about a yard or 2 and then gets smacked. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
If I'm the offensive coordinator here, I'm liking keeping it on the ground. Keep that clock running. Try and keep your skill players as injury-free as possible. Just try and skirt out of here with a win.
Same formation here on 2nd and 8. Hand off to Hill. Got Tumbleson blocking for him. And there goes Hill. Makes the man miss, still on his feet, and is tackled at the 40. There's a penalty flag.
There is a flag down at about the 24-yard line. It looks like it's going to be a possible holding call on Tumbleson if I had to go out on a limb there.
All right, so they called a illegal low block on Daryl Gardner of the Greyhounds.
And we saw Ezra Naylor there right in front of the ref. He was helping him out a little bit. He thought that it was on the wrong team. He's sitting there doing all the actions right with the ref, and he's like, wait, it's supposed to be on them, right? Huge excitement. 1st down. He's ready to play. I think maybe give him more one-on-one opportunities. Zaylor, he's got a good body on him. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. I like that one-on-one matchup on that side. I mean, obviously not now. You're up quite a bit here in this game, but looking forward, that's a tool. That's a person that you could really work with on the outside. Pressure coming off the left side.
Jatovier Hill making people miss. Gets about 8 or 9 yards. Almost ends up running over the umpire there. They're going to call it a 9-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 1. It's a very scary combination when you have Hill coming out of the backfield and he's following Tumbleson. It's scary to see that coming at you because Tumbleson's just going to is an excellent lead blocker.
Especially when you got, pulling guards coming right in front of that as well, trapping guards. Either way, it's a scary sight to be seeing as a linebacker, as a safety, having to fill holes.
Hill with a nice move. I think he leaped over a defender that was laying on the ground to get a couple extra yards. And he got the first down out of it as well.
It's definitely football weather here today. You can hear the cracks on every single hit all the way up here in the booth. Just football weather.
Yep, the weather forecast for today was not good at all. And considering how it was supposed to rain all day, it's actually not terrible. I was kind of expecting this to be one of those like playing in a downpour kind of games, but didn't end up being that way. 1st and 10 for Tritons. Handed off. Tumbleson lead blocking. That's Drakkar Jackman on the carry there, as they're getting some of the 2nd and 3rd stringers some playing time here in the late stages of what's going to end up being a blowout win over the Greyhounds.
Well, you get some of these younger guys that you've recruited, some local guys. He's from Des Moines. You get some of those local guys in that you've recruited. You want to see them on the field. You want to see them in game time. You want to see what they can actually do, because you're looking forward to next year possibly. You're always thinking the year next. You're always thinking ahead. You're making sure that you have these plans in place, so you have players to come in to perform how you have players this year. They got Peoples and they got Hill in the backfield. They want to be able to supplement another guy in there next year, when one of them leaves.
2nd and 12 here for the Tritons. Play action for Dodd. Makes a man miss and throws it over the head of Tumbleson. He did a good job not making that a sack because he had a free rusher and he saw it coming just in the nick of time and juked out of the way.
That's a good play for the backup quarterback there. Unable to get the pass to land, with his intended target, Tumbleson. But in his defense, Tumbleson is not the largest target, only being
5'8".
5'8". So.
Right, 3rd and long here for the Tritons. 4-receiver set. Jackman goes in motion.
Possible offside call here.
Pass was intended for Adam Rooney. Ended up going just out of his reach, as you were saying about the local product. Rooney is from Donaldson, Iowa, so a bit of a local guy as well. That offside penalty is going to make it 3rd and 8 for the Tritons, as we have 6:46 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Looks like a slight drizzle starting to come down again here for Dodge.
I had to mention that it would quit raining, didn't I?
You did it.
Hands off to Jackman. He's tackled immediately. I don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Looked like kind of a messy exchange there between quarterback and running back. Maybe if he gets through there a little cleaner, he can get past that second guy that ended up making the tackle. You get through to the second wave of that defense, you possibly can break it. So all it takes is little things like that to get tightened up and looped.
So they're on the 4th down play. Defensive end for the Greyhounds jumped off sides, so everyone thought the play was going to be dead, and it was not. or that was Brian Powell, who jumped off sides for the Greyhounds. So that's going to make it a 4th down and 3. Iowa Central is keeping the offense out in the field. You want to give these guys room, some time to play. You want to give them the chance to make a name for themselves.
Absolutely. You don't want these backups to be stuck in a corner, not being able to have, whether it be good play calling, good execution. You want to be able to see the best from these guys.
4 receiver set here on 4th down. Dodd looking, throwing, and that one is deflected, incomplete. Again, looking for Rooney, and that was very good coverage there from the Greyhounds.
Just over 6 minutes left here in a 43-9 ball game between the Iowa Central Tritons and the Fort Scott Greyhounds. Keys to the game so far have been obviously the weather conditions were the biggest factor. The second one being big plays for Iowa Central on defense and offense. They've had they had a huge play in the first half, like a 81 yard
Yeah, Whitty.
with Whitty, and then they had 2 pick sixes to start the second half here. It's been over since then.
The pass by C is complete, close to a 1st down.
That's the second really nice, very nicely thrown comeback route by Curry there. By Gunner C, I apologize.
All right, so they gave him the 1st down, so C is going to hand that one off, and is met immediately by a handful of Tritons. First among them is Pat Candy. 2nd down, and they're going to give him 1 on that play, so it'll be 2nd and 9 coming up. C looking to his right, and
Another really nice
that was a
comeback.
very impressive catch.
Put it where his wide receiver had a chance to get it inbounds. It's a good play.
So can't quite tell a number on that. Looked like it was 42, which is for Andre White, the tight end. Got a very nice catch there. C to his left, and that pass is dropped. He was looking for John Giles on that play, but it went right through his hands.
That ball was in the air for a long time for it to be a screen pass. That's, as a wide receiver, you're sitting there and you're throwing screen passes to the far side of the field. You're shaking in your boots. You're sitting there, you're waiting. You can only come back to the ball so much before you're ruining the play design. So you're sitting there, you're waiting. You can feel the footsteps coming up behind you. That's a tough play.
That pass is deflected and falls to the ground. But one of the defensive linemen got their hands up. That ball deflected high into the air. It was basically a jump ball for it.
Defensive lineman. Can't get to the quarterback. You see him running back to throw. Get your hands up.
Works out pretty well. 3rd and 10 now for the Greyhounds at midfield. C will play action, launches one deep to the left, and John Giles had a chance at it, but he missed it.
He played the ball in the air pretty well on that one. The only thing that he possibly could have done better was, just run straight into the Iowa Central defender and try and get a pass interference call. Other than that, the ball wasn't in the best spot, but the wide receiver went up, tried to make a play. That's all you can really ask for.
As I saw the open room that he had there, and I thought there for a second that might be a touchdown.
It had an opportunity to be something bigger than it actually was, but unable to make the play. So you move on, next play. Next man up on the next play.
So instead of having a possible big play to Giles. It ends up being incomplete, and the Greyhounds are going to punt. We had a illegal substitution penalty on Iowa Central, so its ball is currently at the 45-yard line. Rashad Whitty is standing at 10 to receive the punt. Low kick there from Reiser is going to bounce and be down at about the 12-yard line. So Iowa Central will take over at the 12-yard line with 4.5 minutes remaining here in the game. What has been a dominating Iowa Central victory.
Every facet of the game, they've looked just a step ahead of the Greyhounds here this afternoon. Even with these secondary players coming in, it still looks like it's swaying more to the Iowa Central side of things, even though neither of them have been necessarily super successful, with their play calling, but either way, the Tritons still look a step ahead.
All right, first down, a 3-receiver set with 2 backs in the backfield, flanking Dodd. Hands it off to Tumbleson. Makes a man miss, but does not get back to the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up second down and 12. Tritons, they've been going repeatedly with having Tumbleson as a lead blocker with the back following him, and they tried to switch it up, and it didn't work as well as they wanted it to.
You're trying to get, catch the defense off balance there. You're trying to make them think, whatever side Tumbleson's on, they're going to run towards that side. Try and switch up the play calling. Get a big chunk there, unable to do so. But Jackman had a pretty decent run there on second down as well.
As Mike mentioned, that was Drakar Jackman on the run on second down. Got about 4 yards. It's going to bring up third and 8. Here on third and 8, we have pretty similar formation. 3 receivers, 2 backs, flanking Kane Dodd. Hands it off to Tumbleson, and he drives forward, gets a yard or 2. And that's going to bring up fourth down as we are at 3 minutes remaining here in this game. Out comes the punting unit for the Tritons. As Terrion Williams, punter for Iowa Central, been fairly busy today, but has been very successful when he's been out there, especially in the third quarter. It led to a lot of big sixes. And a pretty good kick here going against the wind. That's going to take a favorable bounce. Being returned by Peeler.
He's still going. Wow, I thought that first layer of defense was going to be able to bring him down. Unable to. Gets another 10 yards after contact. Ends up going to be starting the drive at about the 34-yard line of the Tritons. Now there's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
So now Fort Scott, as you said, it's 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. At this point, they're kind of playing for pride. They would feel a lot better if they went down and they scored, and even if it's against second stringers, and it's mostly second stringers, it's going to give them a little bit of a boost in confidence.
Absolutely, because every time you step on the field, your goal is to put points on the board. As an offense, you're sitting there, you're trying to put points on the board every single time.
Gunnar Sion, quarterback keeper there, ended up getting about 4 yards. Don't think that was a planned QB keep.
No, I think that was, he just felt the pressure, didn't see any of his reads really opening up, so he just took a couple steps forward, saw there's an open lane, said, I'll get 4 yards here. Take it an easier second down play.
2nd and 6 now. Man in motion for the Greyhounds. Play action. Over the middle, caught. Making people miss. We got a flag down. But Colby Easley did a good job after the catch getting those extra yards.
That was a good read by the quarterback there. It looked like they were playing a cover 3. He got behind the linebackers there and didn't quite get to the safeties yet. Put it on a nice, it wasn't necessarily a quick slant, few-yard slant route. Able to make a few guys miss at the end of the play. Let's see what this flag is at the end of the play.
Well, the flags came after Easley made a couple people miss, and there was a big collision, and that's when the flags came in. So it probably has something to do with that. All right, so that was J.J. Lewis, who gets called for the block in the back, but they are still able to keep the first down.
Doesn't negate the first down. But just under 2 minutes left here. First and 10 from the 24-yard line after the blocker back to the bounce back to 14.
Handoff there. Keeps driving forward, gets 6 or 7 yards. It looked like it was number 36, Colin Woolridge, who was on the carry there. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 3. They've gotten inside the red zone. We have just over a minute left here in the 4th quarter. 3 receivers set here. C looking to his right, throwing, and that's overthrown.
He tried to get one hand up there. He had a possible one-handed opportunity, unable to get off the ground enough to be able to get there though. So with 1 minute left here in the 4th quarter, we'd like to shout out to our sponsor, Creative Signs and Graphics. We appreciate all your support here of Iowa Central Sports and the TV and radio production program.
3rd and short for the Greyhounds. Handoff. Doesn't go forward very much. Might be a yard short of the first down, as we are now under a minute. Looks like the offense is going to stay out on the field. Why not at this point, really? You may as well just try and get a touchdown. Make the same logic as earlier with Iowa Central's backups. Keep them out there, let them try and go and make a play. Flags everywhere there. Looks like Iowa Central may have bit on the hard count. And that was Clay Freeman who got called for the penalty there. They had every right to blow that play dead because he was coming full speed and he was going to.
He had like 3 or 4
hit.
steps on the other side of the line of scrimmage, so definitely can't just let that slide.
1st and goal now for Greyhounds. C looking, throwing. And that is incomplete. Had a man, but the pass was too low to haul him.
Not quite sure if the wide receiver was ready to get the ball in that spot. I don't think he was quite ready. He didn't have his head turned around yet.
All right, 2nd and goal now, same formation. Got 20 seconds left for the Greyhounds here. And they're just going to take a knee. It looks like that's going to be it.
43-9 final score here from the home of the Dodgers. What's your biggest takeaway from this game, Randy?
The big plays. It's like they had so many big plays. They had like 5 or 6 different plays. You had the Whitty with the 81-yard touchdown. You had the 2 pick sixes at the start of the 2nd half. And anytime that Fort Scott had a window of opportunity, the Iowa Central defense slammed that door shut right in their face. They they didn't let them breathe at any point during the game. They didn't have much of an opportunity to get back in it once it got to be a 20-plus point lead.
And I agree with that 100%. One last shout out to our sponsor. We appreciate the creative people down at Creative Signs and Graphics who help us out with these TV and radio production, as well as with Triton Sports in general. We appreciate you guys. We thank you for stopping by, listening to the stream today at Triton Nation. I'm Michael Coates.
I'm Randy Nielsen. Thank you so much for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.